Welcome everybody to the gray area. I'm Mark.
I'm Lee.
We have an exciting story to share with you today. I know you haven't seen us in a while and you're like, we need a new video, so we got one for you.
Yes, we do. Damon Dash interview with the Breakfast Club. You know, pretty controversial. He made some very valid points, owning your own business, working for yourself, something that you can pass on to your children. You can be there for them when they need you because you don't have to ask anyone, a boss. I agree with him on that. I know you agree with him on that.
It's reasonable. I don't have any problems with it. I aspire to work for myself one day.
Yes. But most people start off working for someone else to eventually work for themselves. Then you have a group of people who will always work for someone else because of the profession that they have chosen. Some people don't want to be businessmen. They want to be educators.
Firefighters,
police officers,
government officials, president,
a nurse, doctor.
These are all people that have to work. You have to work for somebody because if everybody wanted to go into healthcare, owned a hospital, we'd have 1,000 hospitals and nobody manning them.
Yes. And when you're young and you get your first job, it's nothing wrong with being a cashier, bagging groceries to earn some money, to save it up, to own your own business. I just don't understand his insinuation that people who work are selfish and they don't have any pride because they work for someone else. When, in my opinion, that's not always the case.
I think they tried to make it a little too simple because they were mentioning these direct-to-consumer type businesses through Instagram, Twitter, social media, online, things of that nature, which is, you're right, that is where the market has shifted to. Is we are a very internet-based society. You can sell a lot of goods and services through the internet. It makes all the sense in the world. But you still need money to start even that. Even the smallest amount of money, where does it come from? Either you worked to get it, it was given to you, you got a bank loan, or you did something illegal.
Yes.
So a couple of those options are you had to actually go work for somebody.
Yes. And then when you get a bank loan, you have to pay that money back.
So you, in that sense, sort of work for them because until that's paid off, they still own you. They still own the business. And you really have not the complete freedom you want because if you don't pay them, they'll shut it down.
And when he spoke about selling half of Rockefeller to Def Jam, who was bought by Universal, and how he never worked with anyone. I understand that you didn't work. I mean, he didn't work for someone. I understand that he didn't work for someone.
You per se did not report to Universal.
But you worked with someone who had equal say as you did because you said it yourself. It was 50-50.
It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
Means you can't do whatever you want. You have to get the other party to agree
to what you want
to do with the business. So now you're working for somebody.
No, you're working with them.
You're working with somebody. But what I meant by working for somebody is Universal owns Def Jam, which owns half of Rockefeller.
Yes.
Def Jam answers to Universal. It's a parent company. They can shut down. Done. That stream from Def Jam that you was expecting to come through, it can be shut down any time because they work for Universal. You're tied into that all working for somebody.
And I don't find it selfish that people go out and work. I don't care if it's for yourself or for anyone else. I don't care if you want to spend the rest of your life working for someone else. You're working and doing something productive to take care of your family and yourself.
Yeah. He kept mentioning, like, I hustle for my last name, I hustle for my last name. And I'm like, I do the same thing. Just because I work for somebody does not mean I don't hustle and have opportunities to expand my current income base.
Yes. And, you do stuff to work for yourself.
And I do. I'm self-employed in other areas.
Yes, but you still need to work for someone else. Same with me. I need to work for someone else for what I want to do, to take care of my family. I find it selfish if you do want to work for yourself, but you're like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not going to go work for anyone else. I'm going to just find a way to make some money and start my own business. But what are you doing in the meantime to take care of your family? Why are you starting this business? I hope it's working. That's irresponsible.
I thought he also spoke on a lot of things that I personally don't think he has any knowledge of. He was calling into question DJ Envy's financial situation, what he was going to be able to pass on to his kids, and he's being selfish for working at the radio station in order to use that money for whatever he sees fit. You know, he also owns share in the company, which he has a vested interest to make sure the product is good.
Yes.
And is consumable, and that sponsors want to put ads in between the segments.
I seen this story where this a couple years ago, and it was about this husband and wife, and they were, you know, blue collar workers. I forgot where they worked at, but at night they used to go around and get cans and recycled them and saved money for years upon years to eventually help pay for their kids to go to college. And the dad was saying how he was doing this so his kids can go to college and they can own their own business because he cannot. So for me, I'm saying to myself, that's something the father should take pride in. Yes, he had to work for someone else. Yes, he went around with his wife and collected cans, but he was able to send his kids to college so one day they can own their own business and they can live a better life. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You know, and I think there's definitely a level of insecurity, because he was talking about what if he was making these hypotheticals, like what if your kids aren't as strong as you, and what if your kids aren't as strong as you. If you raise your kids right, they're going to be strong and they're going to be all right in life, and they're going to be able to take care of themselves. The money you're leaving them should be extra. It shouldn't ensure that they're all right. They should be all right by themselves. You should just provide a little extra security.
Yes. And I want to say again, we have no problem with people working for themselves. We just wish Damon Dash would have taken consideration that in society, we need people working for other people. It just makes sense. That's how our United States, that's how things work. That's how things flow.
And it just came off very judgmental. Like, you're nothing if you don't own your own business. You're basically a bitch.
You're basically selfish. You don't have no pride. And, you know, I don't know what that's about. I don't know why you would say that. I don't know, you know, with all the people having to work for someone else, you know, paying the light bill, you know, making sure that food's on the table. What about that? That is important. And if it was very easy for people to just start their own business, don't you think more people would have done that by now?
Yeah.
Like, if that was just the easiest thing you can do?
And not everybody gets dealt the same hand. Not everybody has the same opportunities that other people are going to get. We all know that life is not fair. So somebody may be able to start out with more resources and more money and more backing from their parents in order to make their dream come true. Some people have to work in order to do that for their kids.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's basically all we have. I just kind of was on my way to work. I heard the segment on the radio, and I took offense to it, you know, and that's not even an insecurity on my part. It's just you were trying to come at me for what I do as being some kind of less than.
I didn't personally take offense to it. I was just like, he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, really, at the end of the thing, I was like, he's right. Some percentage wise, like 50-50. So he's kind of right. But then he's kind of insulting a lot of people on the way, you know, to making a point, which should have just been work for yourself.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to make some income for yourself, do that. Yeah. But look, and that Instagram thing, yes, there's a lot of business on Instagram, but there can only be so many clothes boutiques. There can only be so many handmade items, you know, sold. Everybody doesn't want to do that. I don't want to own clothes, like a store or business that has clothes. I don't want to do anything with jewelry. I want to help people. That requires me working for myself, sometimes working for someone else, sometimes partnering with someone and working, you know, and having 50-50 type of relationship. But, you know, who am I? Just Lee.
Just Mark over here working away.
That's the gray area.
Holla
Thanks
back.
for watching.